Qwen did not launch this preview with a hands-on walkthrough. The source post is a single benchmark image, but the claim is bigger than a chart. Qwen says its next flagship preview is getting sharper at agentic coding, stronger on world knowledge, and more reliable in real-world tasks. So this video stays strict. We start with what the launch post proves, expand into the official blog and product surfaces, and separate benchmark evidence from real workflow evidence. The official blog frames Qwen3.6-Max-Preview as an early preview of the next proprietary flagship model. The release is positioned as a step up from Qwen 3.6+. The three repeated claims are simple: stronger agentic coding, stronger knowledge and instruction following, and better real-world agent reliability. Qwen Studio becomes the visible front door, while Model Studio becomes the API surface. That gives us a real public launch stack, even before we have a narrated demo, a downloadable flagship build, or a start-to-finish workflow clip. The benchmark board is doing most of the persuasion work in this launch. Qwen is not leading with a feature tour. It is leading with evals across knowledge, coding, tool use, and long-horizon agent behavior. On the knowledge side, the preview is shown at 73.9 on SuperJeep QA and 84.0 on Qwen Chinese Bench, ahead of Qwen 3.6+. On the agent side, the chart highlights Skills Bench at 55.6, Qwen Claw Bench at 59.0, and Tolcall Format IF Bench at 86.1. That mix matters. Qwen is not only claiming better answers. It is claiming better behavior when the task becomes multi-step, tool-heavy, and messy. The board still does not replace real-world usage proof. But it is a serious launch artifact, not filler marketing, and it gives the rest of the video a credible benchmark spine. The coding benchmarks matter most here. Qwen's launch image puts the preview into direct competition on Terminal Bench 2.0, SW Bench Pro, NL2 Repo, Code, and Qwen Web Bench. That is a much more practical set than generic leaderboard bragging. Some cells still go to Claude 4.5 Opus or GLM 5.1, so the honest read is competitive progress, not total dominance. But the official pitch is very clear. This preview is supposed to be better at long-horizon coding, real terminal work, repository-scale tasks, and tool-using agent behavior than the earlier Plus model. What can users touch right now? Publicly, there are three useful surfaces. First, the Qwen Studio shell already exposes the model selection and public entry point. Second, the launch blog includes API guidance and calls out preserve_thinking for agentic tasks. Third, the open-weight Qwen 3.6 repo shows the broader family context. That matters because the Max preview is proprietary and hosted, while the wider Qwen 3.6 family still carries the local and open deployment story. The strongest workflow style proof in this whole source pack is Qwen Code. It is not a narrated Max preview walkthrough, and we should keep that distinction clean. But it does show the product language Qwen wants around agentic coding. The official landing page frames Qwen Code as a terminal-first coding assistant. The short demo clip shows project context loading, file inspection, execution rhythm, and a workflow that looks built for real repository work rather than toy prompts. The public repo adds more weight. Install lines are already public, including npm install, homebrew install, Qwen help, and Qwen auth. The repo tree also makes the ecosystem feel real because Web UI, SDK, headless, and IDE surfaces all appear around the CLI. So when viewers ask whether Qwen is serious about coding workflows, Qwen Code is the clearest visible yes in this entire pack. It does not prove every Max preview claim, but it absolutely makes the broader coding push easier to believe. The honest verdict is strong but narrow. Qwen 3.6-Max-Preview looks like a real launch with real public surfaces, real benchmark deltas, and real ecosystem support around coding agents. What is still missing is a deep official hands-on walkthrough of the preview itself. So the source-grounded conclusion is this: the benchmark story is credible enough to take seriously, the developer surfaces are real, and the next thing to watch is whether Qwen turns this preview lead into stronger public workflow proof. If that hands-on proof arrives, the next review can move from cautious editorial reading into a much more tactile product demo.